Are you man's best friend? I am. I have Phoebe, she's an 11-year-old pug, and I have Louie, he's a 7-year-old pug. I have two best friends. Today, I am here to persuade you to stop walking your dog. I'm Shayla Montoya, and I am a former animal control officer, and I am here to talk to you from my own personal experience, and also to talk to you about stop walking your dog, because you're doing it wrong. Number one reason, you are walking your dog, your best friend, wrong. Number two, you are walking your best friend on dangerous grounds. Number three, you have your best friend obsessed with you. Let's move into the evidence that I have for main point number one, which is you are walking your dog wrong. Did you know that walking your dog, your best friend, should happen year-round? Most Americans, according to Dr. Greg Hammer of the American Kennel Association, Canine Foundation of Health, most Americans only walk their dog in the summer season. The summer season. He says that you should walk your dog all 4 seasons and keep that regimen so that your dog can maintain a healthy regimen of walking. And so that also helps to build up their pads so that when you walk them in the summer, they don't have any pad issues. Also, did you know that according to the American Skin Association, that during the mid-months of May and September, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the worst time for sun exposure for not just humans anymore, but also for dogs. It's not very often that you find out that dogs could also have skin conditions, but we're having an increase in skin allergies, which then means that our dogs are having more issues with the sunlight. Let's move on to main point number two. You're walking your dog on dangerous grounds. What that means is this. We are covered in urban areas already with 75% of concrete, asphalt, or some kind of concrete gravel mixture. What that actually translates to meaning is this. On a day that's only 77 degrees, the asphalt temperature alone can be 125 degrees. On a day that is 87 degrees, the asphalt can be 143 degrees. So let me ask you this. Every time you take your best friend outside for a walk, do you put your backside of your hand down on the asphalt, and can you hold it there for 30 to 45 seconds without it feeling hot, burning, or irritated? Not during the months of mid-May to September with this summer that we just had. No way. Because if you did, in 30 to 60 seconds, what you can do is start to deconstruct your skin, also the pads of your dog's pads, and Dr. Chemo Zhao, also a DVM of Auburn Veterinary Hospital, says that deconstruction can happen in 30 to 60 seconds for your dog when they do not have the buildup and resistance of calluses from year-round walking. And even if they did have that, and the temperature outside is 77 to 87 degrees, that means that the asphalt is 125 to 143 degrees. They do not recommend walking your dogs at all. Not with shoes on, not with walking boots, nothing. Not at all, because that temperature can transfer through there and still get into the temperature of 115 degrees, which is still not safe for walking your dog. Also, not only is there an increase in pavement based on a study that was done by the University of Columbia, they said that no more pavement because it's a problem. That the problem of pavement is that it is impervious. And so they're saying that it's not even good for us to be walking on. I don't want to get into the American Journal Association about orthopedics and about how there's a rise on issues with meniscus and knee injuries and back injuries and stuff like that, because right now I want to persuade you to stop walking your dog. Moving on to key point number three, or main point number three, your dog is obsessed with you. Your dog is obsessed with you because he loves you more than he loves himself. According to Dr. Stephanie Schwartz, she says that dogs can develop a anxiety or stress to a compulsive disorder if you change their routine, if there's something that is traumatic to them. So you have to maintain a routine, and one thing that's best to do is to walking your dog in the AM. And when you walk your dog in the AM, they sleep while you're at work. There's no stress for them. And then you walk them late in the evening, and then they sleep while you're asleep. Dr. Schwartz also says that there's a dog that is now on Valium. I couldn't even imagine dogs being on any kind of meds that human beings are taking. Another thing that I might want to tell you, oh my God, stop. Sorry about that. Another thing I wanted to let you know is that she also mentions that licking for dogs is to let you know that their feelings are hurt, or they're a first sign that they might have something that's bothering them, an owie or an irritation or something that can be causing them some kind of discomfort. So because of their pain and their stress and their anxiety, because you did not stop walking them, they now are so obsessed with you that they have developed a licking behavior and a compulsive behavior, and now you're going to have to medicate them because you chose to not stop walking your dog. So I want to just clue you in a little story. Back in 2012, I was walking that pug, Louie, and he was just fine. We were doing okay. And I knew that if he started breathing, because they have a breathing issue, that I would have to find a halfway point, and then we would turn around and head home so that he can get fully rested. Well, later that afternoon, I noticed that he was licking his pad pretty bad. I kind of ignored it. I thought, well, maybe he stepped in some sap or something, because we lived around some evergreen trees. And, in the summer, the sap kind of comes off the trees a little bit more. So he's looking away and looking away. And my husband and my daughter both noticed it. So we noticed that he looked like he had a blister. So we decided to keep an eye on it. Well, within 3 days, that blister turned into something just ginormous. And it's, he would hide it and keep it away from us. So I took him to Dr. Zhao, and he had said that it is a leading problem. It is a #2 issue in the summer months to dogs coming in because of heat exhaustion. And I thought, wow, this is some serious business now. So now I ignored that my dog, because he's not a breed that's meant to be walked so often, I did not see the signs of keeping him out of the sun, keeping him off of those impervious pavements, and then knowing that he's obsessed with me. So even if he was in pain, which he was, he went on walks for 3 days. 3 days while that sore just kept getting worse and worse and worse. When they had to drain that, they told me that he could have had an abscess. And all an abscess has to do is just go up his main little tiny paw and go right to his heart, because it was on his front paw, and he could have died. So from then on, I have learned to kind of watch what time of day that the dog goes out. And I want to just make sure that you understand that if you choose to stop walking your dog, that I've given you enough evidence that, one, my main point is that you're walking your dog wrong. And I've showed you the proof that in the summer months from mid-May to September, the sun is the hottest from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I've also explained to you that also, if you don't keep a regimen for walking your dog, that he can develop more sores. From Dr. Hammers, what he told us to maintain a regimen. Then my main point #2 is that you're walking your dog on dangerous grounds. I explained how hot the concrete, asphalt, and concrete mixtures can get. Then I also explained to you that my veterinarian said that that is very dangerous temperatures for the dog, that his pads can get blistered or up to 3rd-degree burns if you can't keep your own backside of your hand on the concrete for 30 to 45 seconds. And then I also explained to you the evidence of main point #3 is that your dogs can get obsessed with you because they love you so much. They love you more than they love themselves, by explaining that if you change their routine, that Dr. Stephanie Schwartz had said that it can cause a dog to get some kind of stress or anxiety, and or even a compulsive disorder, and then you'd have to put your dog on meds, because if your dog's so stressed out because you're not keeping the routine. So I hope today you've understood and you hear what I'm telling you. And what I'm telling you is that stop walking your dog. Thank you so much.